Get that. My last one is I sprained my ankle real bad
Mhm.
yesterday,
Mhm.
and while I was laying on the ground in the yard, I sprained it on like a root in the yard, and while I was sitting there, and I started, I invoked and started doing pH and trying to clean it up, and then I tried to just kind of sit with it as like a lesson,
Right.
like what
Just
is
calm
this
yourself
about?
down in that moment. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I think I have something from what it was, but I felt like a resistance to being seen or discovered type of
Hmm.
phenomenon about whatever it was about. Is there a way for me to still go into that deeper and
I
kind of
don't
get
know that
it?
it's so much about the details, but a lot of times something like that is more about the mechanisms and the mechanics. And so I would say even the idea, like you could even go back and just sit and be still and think of like when you rolled your ankle, or like mm, like you said, like not being seen, not being heard, whatever it is, and just sit and contemplate that, and then do the thing where you feel it in your body, like okay, reflecting on not being seen or heard or whatever it might be, and then as you kind of reflect on it, then go, okay, now where is it in my body? Because a lot of times those things translate into mm, those issues translate into neurological impulses in the body, and being able to sit with it and like just be present with it. It's almost like you unwind it from the body and then you unwind it from the mind. And so, just sit with it. Where, like, when we figure out what the situation is, that's the everyday part of the mind going, okay, what is the problem? And I want to resolve it. When, like what we were talking about before, when you go, okay, I've identified the problem, I'm going to sit with the problem, both inside me and externally, and I'm going to bleed it out. I'm just going to drain it and have it not be a thing anymore. That's actually what you want.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Because even when you try to resolve it, you're still just trying to manage it. You know what I mean? Trust me, I could have tried to turn pro about that, in my younger days. And it just, you change it for a little bit and then something else changes. And it's just like, oh, there it is again. There it is again. There it is again. And, I just remember at one point just going, I'm done. I don't understand it, and I'm done. Like like it's not even like wrestling with it anymore. And I remember one day just sitting with something and like I don't know what to do. I'm beside myself. So I just sat with something, and it was something that was very upsetting. And then I noticed that just by doing that, all of a sudden I got better, and then I got better, and then I got better. And then I was like, wait a minute. I thought I was just sitting with this. And so I actually asked Master Cho about it, and he said it's a very deep form of healing. I actually had when I was young, I used to have migraine symptoms really bad, like when from like a little kid. Um, uh, an osteopath said it was probably because of a misalignment in my head, my sphenoid like was torqued, and so I just got it. No matter what I did, I couldn't get rid of them. And it was the same thing where one day I was in just a tremendous amount of pain. Like it was like I couldn't even open my eyes. And I just like, I'm going to sit with this. I'm going to stop running from it. And I'm just going to sit with it. That was the last migraine I ever had. That was like 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Maybe, oh God, 40 years ago. God, I'm gonna be quiet because the number keeps getting bigger. I was like a teenager. Like I didn't know anything about this kind of stuff, but I was just like, I'm just gonna relax into it. And Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
True
My
story.
last question was,